And how is it going, guys? It goes me a welcome back on my channel, and yet again we are here to play DDLC Blue Skies. So, yeah, there's a second episode today because why not? I only did 2 or 3 days once again because meh, just feel like it. So, let us start. No, not override. Let's get back. There we go. It's Saturday. Tonight here is coming over to cook with me, so I better make sure that's everything ready for it. She'll definitely have higher expectations than me, that's for sure. Soy sauce, seasoning oil, green onions, garlic, seems like I have everything we would need. The kitchen itself, on the other hand, well, it's unkempt, to say the least. When was the last time I used some of this stuff? I involuntarily grimaced as I swipe a finger across the dusty surface of a pan. Definitely not the setting that Yuri would be used cooking in. A few minutes of blood, sweat and tears later everything's clean. Or at least very least passable. We probably won't use most of these, but with my luck we'll need one thing I didn't wash. The one thing I didn't wash. Right on cue. There's a knock at the door. It's either a very polite robber or Yuri. A very polite robber, maybe. After quickly drying off the last dish, I answer it. Hi. She's carrying a few bags that I assume contain groceries. Hey, Yuri, great to see you. Come on in. Hopefully, being watching various cooking shows featuring an angry chef yelling at other cooks was enough preparation for this. At least I would have prepared me for being yelled at for my inevitable mistakes. Yuri yelling at me. After setting the groceries down on the counter, I grab a clean pan. Right, so what shall we make first? Good question. So long as I doesn't end up with a call to the fire department, I'm fine with whatever. She giggles slightly. Well, I believe we'll be fine. Well, be good regardless. We'll be good regardless, so come on, Chuckleberry Finn. She stared at me for a solid few seconds. What? Oh, my apologies, I didn't realize. It's alright. To be honest, it was a pretty bad joke anyway. Trying to ignore my burning face, I moved the conversation along. So, what do you feel like having? Would you be open to making the teriyaki salmon? Sounds good to me. We gather the ingredients and equipment together on the kitchen table. Yuri takes a deep breath and concentrates on the food in front of her. You alright, Yuri? Yeah, it's just that I haven't done this in a while. That is cooking with someone. I can relate to that. Wait a bit. BRB. I am terribly sorry for my absence. I'm back again. Just a little bit while. Okay, I'm back, let's go. I can relate to that, but if you have made it as many times as it sounded like you have, this should be a cinch for you. Thank you for the vote of confidence. She places a scrap of paper with a handwritten recipe on the counter. The handwriting looks to be Yuri's, but something's different about it. I suppose we should begin by making the sauce. Okay, could you pass me the soy sauce and the sesame oil? Sure, just tell me what I have to do. Okay, could you peel the minced two cloves? Could you peel and mince two cloves of garlic in the meantime? That's one of the few things I can actually do competently in the kitchen. So you chose a fitting job for me. Mom loves using garlic, so I have seen it cooked often enough to know what I'm doing. After peeling it, I place the garlic under the knife and crush it. Yuri's focus on her cooking is intense, to say the least. It's like how she is when she talks about literature. One thing that amazes me is how fast and efficient her movements are. The longer we cook, the more confident she becomes. It's very difficult to keep up with how fast she moves at times. Before I know it, the salmon is marinated in the sauce and ready to be baked. Wow. You talked about how you weren't an expert, yet you're incredible. I mean, with enough practice, I broke Yuri. Yuri, it's alright. And your point of view, Yuri's mind, blue screen. It's not often that I see you have so much passion for something other than literature. Yeah, I'm a bit of a fan of cooking. My family had teriyaki salmon dishes every Saturday evening when I was younger, and I ended up learning from my mother how to cook it. Eventually I practiced enough for the whole process to become a bit of a blur. Honestly, I wish I would done the same. And I learned how to make family recipes as well. But it's not too late for you to learn, right? That's true, speaking of family, are you bringing some of the food back home for them as well? Yeah? Oh, the salmon wouldn't be good by the time I return home, so you can have the leftovers. Fine by me. Anyway, could you start cooking the rice while I put the salmon in the oven? Alright, wouldn't be much of a dinner if it were just salmon. Good, good. Wait. The whole kitchen smells of salmon with a subtly sweet undernote to it. Man, I wouldn't mind if my kitchen smelled like this 24/7. Maybe now that you've learned this recipe from me, you could cook it for yourself. I think I'll want to practice a few more times under your guidance before I do it myself. And let's eat. Let's. It does smell rather appetizing. The salmon is tender and flaky when I bite into it. It comes apart with no trouble at all. Each one every few releases a burst of umami, with the teriyaki flavor perfectly complementing the fish. Yuri, this is amazing. It's nothing, really. Despite her protest, a smile spread across her face. A few minutes later, we've had our fill. I had a hard time holding myself back from eating more, but it would be bad manners to devour everything in front of Yuri. This is really nice, having dinner with someone over and having something made fresh as well. Ah, it's quite dark outside. Wow, it's already 9. Time flies, eh? I should be going now. It isn't super late, but I think she mentioned before that she wakes up very early regardless of the day. Do you want me to walk you home? She shakes her head. I'll be fine, although I do appreciate the offer. I really enjoy our time today. It's been a lot of fun for me too. You're more than welcome to come over anytime you want. That's much appreciated. Before I know it, she's already at the door. Oh, could you wait a moment? I believe I forgot something important. Oh, what is it? It's the paper with the recipe on it. No problem, let me grab it for you. After a moment of searching, I spot it next to the stove. Phew, at least it's safe. As I hand it to her, I take a closer look at the recipe. Ah, your handwriting seems a little different on this note. Oh, that's because it's my mother's handwriting. Ah, makes sense. Ah, makes sense. Well, it's just as pretty as your handwriting. I suppose so. I always did admire penmanship. She smiled at herself, a faraway look in her eyes. Well, see you Monday. My words seemed to pull her out of her thoughts. She pauses for a moment, but then smiles at me. See you then. Well, that was something. Not gonna lie, it was pretty sus. It's only been about a week or so, but I've been craving Yuri's teriyaki salmon a lot lately. So much so that I'm apparently just staring into space thinking about it. Wonderful use of club time, Lucky. Hey. Ah! Certainly pops up in front of me without warning. Sayuri, don't do that. Oh, what? Say hi? Don't startle me like that. You mean wake you up like that? Hey, I wasn't even sleeping, but you were daydreaming. That's close enough. For you, maybe. Meanie. Anyway, did you did something? So I can't just say hi now. No, you can't. I'll have you arrested if you try it from now on. You're so silly. Yeah. So, what's up? Actually, I did want to ask you something. Do you want to go out with me and Natsuki after the club's over? What? What are you guys planning to do? I don't know. We're gonna wing it. I guess Sayuri never really was a planner. Are you sure I wouldn't be butting into whatever Natsuki wants to do with you? Come on, we haven't played together in so long. I'm sure she won't mind. Alright, geez, alright. I'm in, but you have to be the one to tell Natsuki that I'm coming along too. Okay, it's a deal. Okay everyone, I think that's it for today. Good work and I'll see you all tomorrow. Sayuri slides up to me and as I wave goodbye to Yuri. Not gonna lie, I kinda wanted to hang out with Yuri instead. Guess I've been doing that a lot lately. And Sayuri's right, it has been a while since I've hung out with her. Still, are we ready to go? Yeah, guess so. Did you tell Natsuki yet? About that. Sayuri, I'll do it now. Hi Natsuki. Hey, let me just make sure my manga is put away properly before we get going. By the way, can we invite Lucky too? Why? I shrug and smile when Natsuki narrows her eyes at me. It'll be fun, please. Fine, but only because it's you asking. Hey, let's go. Wait, I still need to check on my manga. Yuri, what is manga? Close to an hangout with friends. Okay, let's get going. 10 minutes of Natsuki fussing and half an hour of walking later, we're strolling through the downtown area. So, what do you guys want to do? I think Natsuki wants to buy more manga. Hey, well, a new chapter of this manga I'm reading came out, so to the bookstore it is then. Huh, so do you come here to buy a manga? Got a problem with that? No, it's just that I usually go to a bookstore for mine. Oh, I go there sometimes too, but the magazine I wanted to pick up today is cheaper here. Which magazine it is? Natsuki makes a beeline to the table stacked with manga and holds up a colorfully illustrated manga magazine. Characters are drawn on the cover extremely huge eyes, with this looks like the type of thing that Perfect Girls would have been published in. It is Perfect Girls, probably. This is probably one of the best shoujo manga magazines in circulation right now. I mean, Perfect Girls was first published in this. Yup, called it. Look, it even comes with a little free gift. She points at a small packet attached to the back. Looks like this month issue comes with a pack of gel pens. Nice. Try to tell me that your manga can beat that. I mean, mine certainly don't come with gel pens. Exactly. I turn to Sayori as Natsuki starts flipping through her magazine. Do you have anything you need to look for? I don't think so. Oh wait, I actually need to buy a new copy of the English workbook. Huh? Why? Don't tell me you... I lost it. Jeez. We would better go look for it then. Hey Natsuki, Sayori and I are going to find a workbook. Have fun with that. I'm gonna be here for a while. Sure. Always understanding. No, it's not like that matters. We begin walking through the aisles, scanning the titles of the books. Manga, light novels, children's fiction, adult fiction. There we go, education. I wonder, should I get something for Yuri? It would definitely be nice to be able to repay her for the copy of Portrait of Markov. What book could I get her that she hasn't read yet though? Hey Sayori. She looks up from her perusing table of workbooks. Has Yuri ever mentioned any books that she wants, like ones that she hasn't bought yet? No, or at least I don't remember it. She would probably just buy it herself if there was a book she was interested in it. Did you want to get something for her? Yeah, I just thought that I would thank her for giving me Portrait of Markov. That's sweet of you. Oh, there it is. Sarah triumphantly picks up the book she was looking for. Anyway, if you don't know what book to get to her, how about buying something else? Huh, like that? I know the bookstore sells stuff like stationery too, right? That's actually a really good idea. Hehe, you should listen to me more often. I would if you always had good ideas. What, are you saying that I don't? Hey, you're the one who said it's not me. She sticks her tongue out at me. Yeah. Now, how about helping me find the stationery section? Let's go. Sometime later, we find ourselves back at the front of the store with Natsuki. Oh, there you guys are. What took you so long? Sorry, I was looking for something to get to Yuri. I hold up a slim package wrapped in cellophane. We found some really nice heavy-duty parchment paper. It actually feels pretty satisfying to write on. I would use it myself if it weren't so expensive. Did you guys pay for everything then? Yeah, we're all good. So, where are we headed next? If you guys are hungry, I know a pretty good place to get some food. Oh, what kind of food? Natsuki shoots me a brief of soft glances. Well, it's a little tea and crepes place I discovered a while back. Wait. But I wouldn't expect a boy to be able to appreciate sweets. Oh, come on. We are not monsters, you know. So, hey, what's that supposed to mean? Tea isn't even sweet, it's basically just bitter leaf juice. Ugh, not that kind of tea, it's the sweet kind of tea, like milk tea, you know, the type that you put tapioca pearls in to make boba. Boba? Oh, you mean bubble tea? Yep, but I like calling it boba because that's what it's called where it came from, Taiwan. You're totally the type to watch something with subtitles because it sounds more authentic in your original language, huh? No, it is more authentic when it's not dubbed. I agree with her. That's true. I only watch anime in Japanese. The only anime I watched in Portuguese was Dragon Ball, and it was because I was small, and now I even watch it in Portuguese. The rest of all the animes I've watched, they're all in Japanese. Never watched another anime in Portuguese. Only Japanese. And I started watching Boku no Hero in Japanese, then I watched it again in Portuguese, but that doesn't count. Either way, calling it boba is more Natsuki-ish way, anyway, because it sounds so cute when she says it. What? I'm not cute. You know it's supposed to be a compliment when someone calls you cute. Not the way you guys say it. Yugi. How else does she want us to say it? Anyway, what do you mean I wouldn't be able to appreciate it? Just because I'm a guy doesn't mean I don't like sweets. After all, I grew up with Sayuri and you know how she is with them. Yeah, so it's only because of me you can appreciate them. That's not what I meant. What Sayuri said does make sense. Of course you'll never reach our caliber when it comes to that stuff, but if you're already used to it because of Sayuri, we might as well go. And with that, Natsuki drags us along with her. Not sure of what kind of logic she uses, but if it works. Yeah, she's probably just embarrassed about showing me her interest. Maybe she doesn't hang out with many guys. Here it is. Hatoful Tea. Looks like a fairly generic modern cafe. It's pretty empty right now, but yeah, I guess this time of the day isn't peak rush hour for any cafe. Think that again. Never saw Starbucks, did you? I haven't been here in a long time. Hurry up and order, guys. Hold on, we don't even know what's on the menu. If it takes too long, I'm gonna order for you. Natsuki readily rattles off an order to the cashier. It's clear that she's been here more than a few times before. What do you think you're getting, Siri? I don't know. What about you? I don't know either. Jeez, don't you dare do that thing where you stand there incisively for like half an hour. The son of her voice is as bossy as ever, but there's surprisingly a big smile on her face. Even Natsuki can't keep up the act forever, huh? Alright, I'm gonna go with this. Before we know it, we're all seated around the table with our drinks in hand. Natsuki got some kind of a rose milk tea with heart-shaped strawberry jelly. That drink was definitely made for her. Meanwhile, Sayori and I ordered a passion fruit slush and a green tea mango drink, respectively. Okay, let's see. Whoa, this is so good. No wonder you like this place so much. Yeah, I think I'll have to come back here on my own time. Heh, and that's why you trust in my taste. She thumbs through her manga as she takes a sip of her drink. That reminds me, what manga are you catching up on? Oh, whoops, whenever I come here I usually have new manga with me, so I got in the habit of reading while drinking. It's fine. I can understand how eager you must be to start the chapter. Yeah, it's so frustrating to have to wait a month for the next one. And don't get me started on heat issues. Hey, manga artists are humans and need breaks too, you know. I know, but I wish I could just buy the manga all at once. Anyway, this one's about a girl who discovers these garden characters that can unlock people's true potentials. Her character design is really nice too. She holds up a manga and points at one of the characters. It's a girl with a shoulder-length, lay-haired hair, clad in a school uniform that's fashioned in a tomboyish manner, complete with a tie and a random belt. I've always liked these kinds of visual cache designs, like they're kind of glamorous and androgynous, but super cool. Really, I always thought that you like manga with cuter looking characters. Well, I mean, I do like cute characters, but I also like cool ones. Cute characters, you mean like perfect girls? Probably that. If you like that kind of fashion, why don't you try dressing up like that way? Do you know how hard it is to change your style? To be honest, I kind of want to try it out at least once, but it feels too weird to dress differently. It's like I'm already too comfortable with my current clothes to change. Plus, I feel like it's so out of the character for me now at this point. What do you mean? Okay. Have you ever watched the anime Rose Revolution? No, I can't say I have. Me neither. Well, it's a pretty old story. It's pretty old, so that's to be expected. But for now, all you need to know is that the main character is a girl named Utina, and her best friend is a girl called Wakaba. Okay, I want to know if this anime is real, so I'll just keep it in my anime list. That is, holy shit, it's already huge, but still. Rose Revolution, and I'll see if that anime is real, and then I'll think about watching it. If the anime calls my attention in the first episode, if it doesn't, I'll cut it short. Ugh, okay, so Utina is the coolest of the cool. She's a girl, but she wears a boy's uniform and even has a fan club of girls at the school. Meanwhile, her best friend is super cutesy and girly, and really depends on Utina for things. You can probably guess what she wears: a girl uniform. Well, of course, that's what girls should wear in, like, school in Japan, maybe. Not to be against, like, that gender stuff, but still, that gender stuff, but if there is a female and male uniform, why would you use a male uniform if you're a female? Not to criticize, but just asking. Meanwhile, her best friend is super cutesy. Yeah, alright, know it. It would be really weird for Yutina and Wakaba to swap uniforms, right? Well, I haven't watched the anime, so I don't know how they really look, but I think I get what you mean. But you're not a character in anime, Natsuki. Can't you change it if you want to? Not like immediately though. Plus, you know that there's gonna be a bunch of people judging you for it. Fuck those people. Sometimes facing judgment for the sake of change is worth it though. Well, he's right. Like, I always used to, like when I was in middle school, I always used to wear like colorful clothes and all, but as I was growing up I started to use more black stuff and dark themed clothes and all, with dark colors and stuff. That's became my style. So yeah, I guess I kinda know what you mean, and what she means too, because it's hard to change. Either way, you have to try it. Yeah, anyway, it's not like I dislike cute clothes. I'm not dumb, you know, I picked out my clothes because I thought they looked cute. And I like cute things, but I don't want to be Wakaba. I just wish that I could be as cool as Yutuna. She's so independent and strong. I think I understand how you feel, wanting to be independent on rather than depending on the others. Man, when did this conversation get so serious? Natsuki, if you want, we could go to a clothes shopping sometime. Then you could try out different styles and see if there's anything you like. Maybe. There's an uncertain tone in her voice, but Natsuki's smile is genuine. If you go to clothes shopping with Yuri, she's just gonna say you look good in everything. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, with a little positivity. That's something you've really gotta learn. What about Natsuki, huh? I'm positive that I'm more positive than you. I roll my eyes at that. This has been so fun, guys. We should do this more often. Well, yeah, I think I have to go now, though. Can't be late for dinner. Guess we should go too, then. Are you going out to eat? No, I just don't want to miss my dad's cooking. Okay then. Do you want us to walk you back? I'm good. See you at school. Exchanging goodbyes here and I begin walking back. Honestly, this was more fun than I expected. Although it was really just Natsuki leading us around on her personal routine, we made nice conversation together. Plus, I gotta go buy something for her Yuri. I hope she appreciates this stationery. It really looks a huge chunk out of my pocket money. It really took a huge chunk of my... Yeah. Why would you do that? Fuck. I idly twirled my pen around my fingers, seeking at the blank piece of paper in front of me. I would think that with all the poems I've written so far, it would be pretty easy to start on yet another one. But I've been having troubles gaining any inspiration in writing a horror-themed poem. Why? Oh. In order to celebrate Halloween, Monica asked us all to write themed poetry. We're supposed to have some kind of Halloween party as well. Don't really know what to expect, but I'm looking forward to it. If it is in school again, I'll skip that shit because that shit is... Ugh, I hate scary stuff. I did watch horror anime to get in the mood, but I'm not sure if it helped much. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, it was a great bit of surreal horror media. The sound design successfully created tension that kept stacking up over time, and the graphics were quite creepy as well. They were done in the style of old paper puffer crafts, lending an air of mystery and edge to the stories. Despite all this though, my mind still draws back a blank when it confronts the paper in front of me. It doesn't help that I hardly got any sleep last night either. It's hard to shake off the feelings of exhaustion. I don't want to procrastinate too much, but come on. I've got to think of something. How in the world does Stephen King do this? Alright, it's getting a little bit late, but I probably wouldn't hurt to go out and walk around for a few minutes. Exercise and energize, you know. I could always pick up a can of coffee or tea somewhere too. Plus, something might come to me while I'm walking. Maybe a wandering Yuri. As I make my way outside, I see stars here and there beginning to emerge from the darkening sky. Looks like there might be a small chance of raining, and it's a bit nippy as well. Don't think it's anything I have to worry about though. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. What's a good place to go for poetry inspiration? Shit, I smacked my microphones. Sorry, let me repeat. What's a good place to go for poetry inspiration? I stretch languidly as I stroll past a set of train tracks. Horror, isn't there a graveyard around here somewhere? If I recall correctly, it's a quick walk away from where I'm at. It will probably seriously creep me out, but art requires sacrifice. A few minutes later, I spot the wrought iron gates to the cemetery. It's quite dark as there aren't any lights, but I can still make out the dark greens of the ivy snaking up the iron fence, as well as a flash of violet just inside the gate. Wait a minute. Hey, Yuri! She seems to panic for a moment after noticing me, but quickly regains composure as we approach each other. Hey! Didn't see you there. Sorry if I startled you. Oh, it's no bother. Wait, why is Yuri visiting the graveyard? Oh, hey Yuri, were you trying to find inspiration to Halloween poem as well? She glances around for a minute as if trying to No, I knew it. One of her parents is dead. Probably, or both of them. I don't know, but that's the only explanation. She doesn't need like inspiration in graveyards to write about horror. She loves horror stories. She doesn't need it. Oh hey, that's right. I'm assuming you were doing the same. Yep, guess great minds think alike. Yuri gives a light chuckle at that. I was thinking of getting something to drink too. Want to come with me? Well, it's getting a bit late. Oh, no problem. I'm just planning on grabbing a tea or coffee from the store for a minute. I see. In that case, I could probably keep you company for a bit. Smiling at each other, we start making our way to the shopping district. Yuri, I think you have something on your shoe. Is that so? We slow to a stop as she bends down to pick something off of her shoe. Huh? Is that a rose petal? Where did that come from? It must have come from some of the flower arrangements back in the cemetery. Makes sense. It's nice to know that people's graves are being tended in there. I agree. Being forgotten by your loved ones isn't a very comforting though. Were you walking around there for a while? For a little bit. I had some trouble settling on a certain theme for my poem. That is a surprise considering how much you love horror. You would think so, but it's difficult to pick one cohesive theme when there's so many to choose from. So, what would you end up deciding on? Well, would it be alright if you kept it a surprise for now? Sure, I can respect that. As we pass by a row of small shops and cafes, a few drops of water splash onto my face. The droplets soon increase in size and frequency, and before we know it, we are caught in downpour. I should have brought an umbrella after all. Do you wanna head inside somewhere? Yes, please. We jog up to a convenience store, the cold rainwater splashing up at our ankles as we slosh through puddles. The entrance under the awning is thankfully dry, the yellowed lights inside comforting in the night. Pushing the door open, we're met with a small tinkling of a bell. Let's see, where's the drink section? Oh, I think I see it in the back. I follow Yuri to a drinks cooler filled with colorful array of bottles and cans. What are you in the mood for? She pops open the door and grabs a bottle of green tea. While I usually prefer my tea freshly made, the occasional chilled bottle of tea is a nice change of pace. Yeah, it does kinda change the taste when it's hot versus when it's cold. The iciness of cold tea can give it a certain sweetness. We continue our conversation as we take our drink to the register. It doesn't seem like the rain is letting up. We'll probably get soaked if we were to go out now. But we should really be getting back. Over one of the other side of the store, I spot a stand carrying a few umbrellas. How about we buy an umbrella then? It would definitely beat getting sick while trying to get back home. I suppose we can do that. Stepping away from the counter, I grab a plain black umbrellas. as Yuri grabs a striped one. Whoa, what are you doing? Buying an umbrella? Aren't you just gonna share one? It would save us some money. Are you sure? I wouldn't want to be about it. It would be unfair to ask you for paid for it too. Don't worry. I've been needing a new one anyway. There's no need for us to buy two when just one will work. That's true. Alright, thank you for being so considerate. She fidgets with her hair as she says this, a blush creeping across her cheeks. Man, shy girls are seriously cute. No shit, Sherlock. No problem. It's still raining pretty hard. I believe that the bus should be here in a minute. Do you usually walk around town? Well, yes, but the weather... Oh, right. Let's head to the shop so we don't miss it then. After unfolding the umbrella, I wait for Yuri to join me under it. She's not coming closer though, instead electing to stand still staring at her feet. There's nothing wrong. No, I'm fine. She inches towards me until there's only a few inches between us. Let's go. We make our way to the bus stop and once there, I open up my bottle of tea. It's probably not the best weather to drink ice cold tea, but I already bought it. Hey Yuri. Yes? I meant to ask earlier, but how did you learn to make tea? It's not such an interesting story. Come on. I want to get to know you better. And given that tea is such an integral part of your character, I feel like I should know more about what it means to you. An integral part of my character? I mean, you are passionate about tea, aren't you? I suppose so, but I have other interests too, you know. Yeah, I was just joking. I guess it just wasn't a very good joke. No, you're fine, I'm just not very good with humor. Yuri sings looking up in the sky. My mother was the one who taught me how to make tea. Ah, that makes sense. She was the one who helped you, teach you know to cook after all. Yes, that's right. I believe it was just about to finish primary school when I first tried to make tea. Of course it didn't go about making it all at once, but over time she allowed me to do more and more. She taught me how to prepare it all manners of ways. From Western to Eastern styles. You would be surprised at how many different infusers, strainers and teapots she owned. Sounds like it's a major hobby for her. It definitely was. My mother even eventually taught me how to properly perform a tea ceremony. Dang, seriously? Why aren't you in the club for that then? I don't know. I was just always intimidated by the idea of actually performing it in front of other people. There are so many ways you can mess up. Well, you always seemed really graceful to me. Well, I'm glad I didn't join a tea ceremony club though, because otherwise I wouldn't have met you. I'm glad too. She blushes and looks down again, smiling at her shoes. Not as graceful as you may think though. I kind of find that hard to believe. You just haven't seen me make many mistakes yet. There wasn't one time I wasn't careful enough when handling the hot tea kettle one day and nearly spilled it on myself. Mother realized what was happening and put her hand over the spot to keep it from burning me. And because of that, she ended up with burns on her hand. For a while I just felt so awful for allowing my ineptitude to hurt my mother. I didn't touch the tea kettle again for quite a while. Over time, however, I ended up becoming interested in tea again. Well, I'm glad that it got back into you. Your being clumsy isn't something that I'm used to, but when she's calm, she's so elegant. I see. Oh well. Yes, I am too. Your mom sounds really nice, by the way. I shiver a bit as the wind buffets my body, wiping my clothes around me. Thankfully, the bus shows up at the moment his bright lights are heralding its arrival. This doesn't look like a bus, it looks like a train, but sure, let's go with that. We stumble aboard and manage to find seats next to each other. Yuri moves her arms to the sides, letting out a deep breath and looking out at the night sky behind the window. The passing street lights reflect of her eyes, shining golden over the violet of her irises. Sinking lower into my seat, I sing in contentment. Even though we aren't talking, it still feels nice to just be close to her. After a minute, Yuri signals her oncoming stop. As I stand up to exit the bus with her, Yuri stops me. You really don't have to walk me all the way back. Isn't this out of your way? Yeah, but I don't want you to get sick. I bought the umbrella to share it with you the full way. Come on, I insist. Gently pull Yuri along with me, opening the umbrella as we leave. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh well. I haven't. What is this? It's quite serene now. The rain has lightened up a little into a pitter patter, and the occasional breeze gently rustles the trees around us. Hey, yes. Do you ever notice how the lights is when it's raining? What do you mean? Well, she looks around for a moment, then points to a street lamp down the street. Whenever it rains, it almost seems like properties of light, the properties of light were are completely changed. Well, yeah, and it's especially obvious at night. Now that she mentions it, the lights do seem a bit different. It's something I think that I've noticed subconsciously, but never really paid it any attention to. A cold gust blows by, causing Yuri and I to huddle closer together. Our shoulders are touching by this point, providing a small smidgen of warmth. Yuri doesn't seem to notice, or at least she's acting like she doesn't. But it might just be that she's lost in her thoughts right now, though. She's been doing that more and more frequently. It's been nice to see her really open up to me. Yeah, it's almost like the lights are glowing. Well, of course lights glow, but it's, I don't know, blurry? Yuri nods her head. The way the light bounces off each individual droplet seems to create a sort of halo around the street lamps. The way the light, yeah. At times, it almost looks like the lights dancing around in the air as it refracts through the rain. It's as if the lights are spirits burning out their lives forces like fireflies, showing that not all the world is darkness. Huh, never thought of it that before. But once I met with a faint smile. Every so often I wonder if the lights in distance are friendly will-o-wisps. Wonder if they're guiding me somewhere, urging me towards some far-off destination one step at a time. It's unnerving when they suddenly disappear right before you. When something cuts off their connection to the world, leaving everyone being guided in the dark. It's when that happens that you realize that you've been taken for granted. You're being to truly appreciate it, how welcoming the warmth was before, in contrast to the new chilling darkness. Yeah, it can feel kind of lonely when you're walking by yourself in the dark. Not to mention it's kind of dangerous to do so. You haven't been doing that a lot lately, have you? Don't worry, I haven't. Well, good. If you ever need to walk around nights, just ask me and I'll be there. And plus, it feels a lot less lonely when you walk around with friends. Even if you're lost in the dark, if you have friends by your side, you at least be able to trust that someone is going to stick by you. It's probably just me, but it feels like Kiri and I are a bit closer than we were before. I'm about to open my mouth to speak again, but when she abruptly comes to a stop, nearly causing me to trip. We're at a quiet intersection that I'm not too familiar with. Well, thank you for accompanying me on the way home. Aren't I walking all the way back with you? You wouldn't want to get wet now, right? I mean, the rain's let up quite a bit by now. Really? I wouldn't want to go too far out of your way. Are you sure? Yes, I am. Thanks for the offer, though. All good. It's been my pleasure. You are right. It's less lonely walking with friends. Her smile sends a light wave of warmth through my body. Yeah, it was. Well, see you tomorrow then. Goodbye. These two are getting along too well. let's do one more day. I'm liking the way this is going. Speaking of the devil. Ugh, let's keep going. Achoo. Ugh. I ended up getting home pretty late last night. On top of that, I had to finish some homework before going to bed, so this makes it 2 nights in a row that I didn't get enough sleep. My head feels fuzzy and warm, and I'm having a hard time finding the energy to get up. As I shove my blankets to the side and try to stand up, I struggle to maintain my balance. Crap, can't do it. I flop back into my bed, sinking down in my comfort. Maybe I'll just rest my eyes for a bit. What is this? My body feels like it's baking in the oven. This pounding in my head. Each wave of pain pushes me further into the haze of my fever. How much time has passed? I struggle to take a deep breath as I'm pleasantly surprised by the notes of lavender and sweets in the air. Lavender? Yuri? Now that I think about it, I hope she didn't catch anything as well. I smile into my pillow as I think about the time we've been spending together. Not even my fever can distract me from my happiness I feel from recalling these memories. This warm and fuzzy feeling inside, it's not some kind of feeling to get when I'm think about friends. It's something different. However, I'm suddenly snapped out of my reverie when something cold and damp is placed on my forehead. Turning in bed to face my room, I'm met with by the sight of Yuri and Sayuri sitting by my bedside. Yuri's red face whispering to Sayuri as Sayuri writes on a piece of paper. Yuri, you're finally awake. Yeah, I guess I am. What time is it? It's about 7 o'clock in the evening. Holy, and I've been out this whole day. Hold on, what are you two doing here? Get up a little, propping myself up on my elbows. My head still spins whenever I move, but I'm a bit better than I was earlier. I'm really sorry for coming into your house unannounced like this. You weren't answering your calls, and Sarah mentioned that. Relax, Yuri. I'm guessing you and Sayuri came over to check up on me. In which case, I'm thankful you guys are here. Yuri blinks for a moment as a blush deepening on her cheeks. Oh well, I'm glad. See, Yuri, I told you he wouldn't mind. So you're the culprit behind this visit, hey? Hey, you should be thankful that we are here. Don't worry, I am. I'm just teasing you. Yeah, as always. I always do that to my friends as well, so Well, you didn't show up at school, and you wouldn't answer your calls, so we were worried that something happened to you. You should have seen Yuri. She started panicking. Sayuri. Anyway, Sayuri decided to visit after school, so I tagged along. Well, I'm sorry for making you guys worry and go through all this trouble. We would much rather you were okay, so please don't worry about it. Anyway, I think that I'll be fine. I make an attempt to standing, but the intense waves of nausea quickly remind me that I'm not going anywhere soon. Being sick sucks. No, you should rest. I'll get you some water and medicine. Sarah rushes off, the fading sounds of footsteps signaling her descent to the lower floor of the house. You need to recover before you attempt anything more strenuous. Standing up is strenuous activity? You know what I mean. Well, I kinda need to use the bathroom. I stand up fully this time. Oh, well in that case, Yuri stands up too. Do you want me to help you? No, it could be that I'm not feeling as well as I thought I did. But at the thought of her helping me in the bathroom, it feels like my fever come back in full force. I sit back down and my face heats up. Okay, it probably means something way different from what you're thinking. Yeah, something way different. Stop being a fucking asshole. Hey, are you okay? Your face is burning up. I'm fine, Yuri. Here, let me help you. She proceeds to extend her hand out to me. Focus. I would probably die of embarrassment if I ended up wetting myself in front of the girl, so I gotta make into that bathroom one way or another. I take Yuri's hand and it's surprisingly cool in my grasp. As she helps me back up, I start to wobble a bit. If you need to, you could. Now it looks like she's the one catching a fever. She looks away, struggling to maintain eye contact. Are you okay, Yuri? If you need to, you can lean against me for support. I wouldn't want you to end up falling and hurting yourself while you're ill. Thoughtful. We end up leaning on each other, shoulder to shoulder. Once we make it outside my room to the bathroom door, Sayuri comes up to the stairs with water and medicine. Hey, you shouldn't be up. She cuts herself as she glances between Yuri and me. I needed to go to the bathroom, so Yuri's helping me. Yes, exactly. Okay, well, I'll put the stuff next to your bed then. And with that, she heads into my room. Alright, I'll be fine here, Yuri. Okay, I'll be heading back in your room then, if you don't mind. Just call me when you're finished. Sure. There we go. Making my way back to my room, I can just barely hear the sound of Yuri and Yuri talking. So it seems... and look here. Do you... Wait, what about me? Come on, you heard what he said. What? What did I say? I'm sure we just misheard him. Well, it doesn't know a whole lot of people outside of the club. Who do you think he was talking about? Alright, look, you should probably stop eavesdropping now. But as I reach the doorknob, my hand freezes. What do you mean? I'm racing, trying to figure out if I said anything to them. Ah, come on here, don't you think that? I should check on them. As footsteps begin to approach the door, I quickly open it. Oh, I see that you're done. Yeah, I just finished. Sarah perks up as she noticed me enter my room again. Hey, I just texted Monica and Naski and you were doing better. Ah, cool. They were probably wondering where I was, right? As I open my mouth to speak more, my stomach rumbles. As I open my mouth to speak more, my stomach rumbles. Now that I think about it, would you like something to eat? Yeah, that would be great. Hehe, jinx. Yuri sighs and then laughs along with Sayuri. If you want, we can try making something here. Look, do you have any ingredients we can use? I'm pretty sure that I have some salmon. Oh, and a bunch of frozen foods, as usual. Oh, I would like some salmon. Given that it's a school night, it would be preferable if we could make something fast. Just be careful not to set the house on fire again. I smile Sayuri while I say this. Hey, that was one time. We end up laughing together. Well, if you're settled back in, well, we'll get started on the food then. They proceed to head downstairs as I take my medicine and drink some water. Yuri to say. It's nice and quiet now. As I close my eyes, I can feel myself slipping back into the warm embrace of sleep. That is until the sound of my phone ringing shadows the calm of the air. For a moment I contemplate ignoring it, but with a groan I reach for the phone and check the caller ID. Mom's calling. Good thing I checked. Hey Mom. Hey, are you okay? You didn't pick up your phone earlier, so I was getting worried. Plus the school rang me up to tell me that you didn't go in. Ah, sorry, I must have been out. Anyway, I'm doing better now. I had a really bad fever, but after sleeping it off, I'm feeling much better. Are you sure? Yes, Mom. Well, make sure you're drinking plenty of water and getting a lot of rest, okay? I think I'll left some medicine in the kitchen if you're... Mom, it's a fever. It's not like a bubonic plague or anything. But right as I said that, I can't help but hack up a wet, raspy cough. Are you sure about that? That cough sounded pretty medieval. Jeez, way too reassuring me. Yada yada. Jeez, way to reassure me. Are you sure you're okay? I can't catch a fly home if you're really ill, you know. No, that's way too much effort. I'll be fine, Mom, seriously. Some friends came over from school to help take care of me. Oh, guessing one of them was Sayuri. Mm-hmm. And what? The other friend. She's a girl, isn't she? Hey, don't be getting any fun ideas. Haha, I wouldn't dream of it. Oh, it was just Yuri. Isn't Yuri from your club? Yeah, she is. I see. Ugh. I see, so I can tell exactly what the next question is going to be. How close are you and Yuri? Called it. Yes. Hmm. Called it. What do you mean? You know, do you like her? You two seem to be close. If she's concerned enough to check on you along with Sayuri. Or is it Sayuri the one you like? Mom? Haha, can't the mother be curious about her son love's life? Come on, be honest. Jeez, my life isn't some dumb high school rom-com, you know. What kind of an angsty teenage boy tells their mom about their crushes? Uh, who knows? What kind of an angsty teenage boy tells their mom about their crushes? Ah, it's okay, I'll keep it secret. Haha. How about this? I'll answer with a definite I don't know. Huh, you can't warn. You can worm your way out of this one. I'm too starved of details about your life. I roll my eyes. Whose fault is it that she's not here to know about my life? Almost immediately after thinking that, I'm hit by a pang of guilt. She's not working away from home because she wants to. She's doing it to support me and maintain our quality of life. So, do you not know? Or do you know, but you just don't want to say it? It might just be my guilt making me do this, but you know what? I'm gonna open up to her. It's hard to describe. Do you like Sayuri then? Yeah, and honestly, I don't even think I've ever thought of her that way. Sayuri and I have been friends for so long that it's hard to imagine us being a couple. Get what you mean. I don't know, I think I just too used to thinking of her as my best friend. Ah, I think of you too would make a nice couple. If it's not her, then it's the other girl. Yuri? Yeah, tell me a bit about her. Well, Yuri is super smart but kinda shy. She loves literature and can also provide a deep insight into whatever we read. Oh, and she's also really mysterious. Sometimes it feels like I know her, but then I find out something new and surprising about her that I never expected. Certainly sounds like you like her. Wait, how do you know? It's the way that you talk about her. Can't you see it? But the tone of your voice makes it seem like that's the case. Oh, please. Voice tones doesn't always mean that, but still, you got a good fucking point there. How can you, like, say when someone changes their voice tone? If it's just a little change, it's nothing that you can do. And one question I always had is his Bluetooth stuff on the phone always turned on? Why? That's wasting energy, battery of the fucking phone. Why? Either way, let's keep going. Or it could just be a mother intuition. And at any rate, from what you described, she seems like a nice girl. Well, I think that. The sound of footsteps outside of my door interrupts my train of thoughts. This is not a conversation to feel comfortable having in front of a girls now. Hey mom, I've got to go now. Let's knock on the door. Alright then, but you're not off the hook this conversation. You will better believe, well, we'll be continuing this next time I call. Okay, got it. I'll call to the school to let them know that you were not feeling well. Love you, mom. Love you too. I hang up the phone and toss it aside. Come in. Hey, are you feeling better? You're holding a platter of freshly cooked dumplings. I can see the steam still wafting off them. Hey Yuri, thanks for cooking. And you made my favorite dumplings too. It was nothing, I remember that you said about them, so when I saw the bag in the freezer I kind of had to make them. That's really thoughtful of you. Thanks again. Wait, is Yuri cooking downstairs by herself? Ah, I came up here to bring you your food. Don't worry, she's just making sure that they don't. Yuri, can you hurry downstairs? I'll leave your food here for now. Coming, Sayuri. Yuri sets down the dumplings next to me along with a set of chopsticks. There's about 12 of them. all neatly lined up, turning one over. I can see that the bottom is perfectly crisp and golden brown. I don't want the dumplings to get cold now, but I would much rather eat with everyone. Sayori, I'm sorry. Turn off the stove. Okay, you tried to yell for my beds. Is everything alright? Yes. Do you want to eat together at the upstairs? It sounds like something is being sprayed downstairs. Maybe later. You can go ahead and eat now. Don't wait for us. They burned the fucking oven. Are you... Okay, that's practically impossible. Like, in real life, your oven would explode. I'm sick. I'm torn between panicking and laughing. Granted, they're going through all of this trouble for me, although I don't mean much if the house is burnt down, but it's the thought that counts. And anyway, I haven't smelled any smoke yet, so I'm probably good. I think? After about 5 minutes I hear 2 sets of footsteps coming upstairs. Hooky, yeah. We kinda sort of, you know, we're burnt some of the dumplings. Plus there's fire extinguisher foam everywhere. Yeah, kind of figured that out. I'm so sorry. Hey, you guys are only here to take care of me. Hey, you guys are only here to take care of me. So as long as you don't get hurt and the house isn't burned down, it's okay. They glance at each other. They glance at each other and say, "Thank you for understanding." Yeah, thanks. Sarah glances at my plate. Wait, why didn't you get your food? Figured it's only been an extra few minutes to wait for you too. Huh. I can make something else after Sayori and I clean up. But they're probably cold by now. Now that you mention it, you're right, they... Hey Yuri, yes? Could you warm these up and bring them back to my room along with a few more plates and forks? Yeah, of course, but don't tell me you want to share your food. Yep, that's right. The girls pause for a moment. But you're sick. Relax, I haven't touched the dumplings yet. We can share them tide us over now, and I can order some pizza in the meantime. You sure? Positive. It's at this moment that Sayori's stomach starts rumbling. At this moment, that Sayori's stomach starts rumbling. Besides, it's getting late and you'll all need to head back home soon. You got a good point. Yuri looks over at Sayori as if waiting to take a cue from her. Thankfully, Sayori never had any hang-ups over accepting food from me. Sounds good to me. In that case, I'll be in your case. No need to be so formal, Yuri. What I mean to say is, thank you for your effort. She snatches the platter of food and hurries downstairs as if running away. Now that that's dealt with, it's time to order the pizza. I won't break my food budget so long as I don't do it too often. Yuri comes back up with warmed up dumplings. Alright, here are the dumplings. She hands out them 4 on each plate. Yes, Yuri, yeah? Before I forget to ask, would it be alright if you picked up my schoolwork tomorrow? You could probably ask Shiori. She's wont to take all my missing work. Yeah, I can do that. After all, it won't do you any good to miss out on your education. Got it, Mom. You know that this is for your own good. You know that this is for real good. Yeah, anyway, let's dig in. As we eat, our conversation ends up turning towards the club. By the way, is everyone done writing their poems for Halloween? I'm still thinking about mine, but I want to keep it a secret for now. Our poem's first draft is actually finished already. Oh, what's it about? I would like to keep it a secret until Halloween too. We wouldn't want the suspense to be ruined after all. That's true. We should probably all keep our lips sealed about them till then. Ah, right, I'm just so curious though. Knowing Yuri, your poem will be very solid. But I wonder what Sayuri is gonna write about. I imagine that you weren't able to write yours yet due to your illness. Yeah, you got me there. How would you get sick anyway? You never get sick, not even when we were kids. That's probably because I was walking around in the rain last night. Huh? But wasn't it pouring down pretty hard? What were you doing out in the rain? Oh, honestly, I don't even remember why. Hey, to be fair, if it didn't happen upon... if it happened on me, he might not have been out for so long. So really, I'm to blame for his illness. Ah, come on, Yuri, I was wandering around outside even without you at first. So you two were together last night then? Oh, that's right. We were both looking for inspiration for our poems. Great minds think alike, right? Haha, I suppose so. So I guess you guys found your inspiration together then, right? Well, not yet for me at least. Maybe I'll need another late night walk with you to finish up the poem. Haha. If you ever need it, I'll be happy to accompany you for another walk. Wow, that sounds like fun. Regardless, with or without another walk, I'll have something together by the time Halloween comes up. Look forward to it. Suddenly the doorbell rings. I'll get it. I'm super hungry. Ugh. I shuffle around my drawers for my wallet and hand Sayuri the money. Hey, this should be enough to cover it. Thanks, I'll be right back. Before Yuri can move to join us, Sayuri dashes off downstairs. Man, she really went off. Yeah, I should probably go with a... Excuse me. As Yuri follows Sayuri out of my room, I check my text messages. Hey, how are you feeling? Are you okay? I got your number from Sayuri and was wondering if anything happens. Hey, I wasn't feeling well, so I ended up sleeping the day away, lol. Won't be back to the club for a few days, but should be fine by Halloween. After a moment she gets back to me. Glad that you'll be better by Halloween. Wouldn't want you to miss it. Hope you feel better soon. Thanks, lol. Appreciate it. As I finish tapping away at my phone, the girls re-enter the room with the pizzas. What toppings did you order? Just normal cheese and pepperoni pizzas. So it's so much approves of the choices. Well, let's eat. Thanks for the meal. Yeah, what you said, the conversation peters out as we munch the QA slices of pizza, but it eventually chops back up again. Anyway, Yuri, I'm curious about something. She looks up at me, curious, with a mouthful of cheese pizza. Exactly how did you manage to burn the dumplings again? Both her and Yuri come close to choking. I'm so... not mad, alright, just curious. Well, you promised not to get mad. Yuri told me to keep an eye on the food before she went upstairs. So I was standing there watching the dumplings. And I kept watching them, just like Yuri said. But then they start smoking. Yuri. Hey, I'm not dumb, okay? They looked perfectly normal to me. They just start smelling burnt. Oh, and they start smoking too. Yeah, and that's when I called Yuri. Sorry, when I told you to watch them, I thought it was implied that you should also cook them. How was I supposed to know what you meant? Well, I guess it's normal to say, like, hey yo, watch this soup while I'll go, like, to the bathroom. It's not just you just stay there, like, idly staring at the fucking soup. You need to cook it. You know? It's not the best, like, example, but it works, okay? It works out. I wasn't the one who read the instructions on the bag. Isn't it common sense to move frying food around on the pan so it doesn't stick to the bottom? You look over at me to use my culinary knowledge as some sort of common sense tiebreaker. No other choice but to shrug it then, I guess. Anyway, I told Sayori to turn off the stove when I saw that was happening. Yeah, so I tried to turn off the stove, but it ended up turning up the heat by accident since I was panicking, and then it started to burn even more. So then I started trying to scrape the dumplings off the bottom of the pan, but the bottom layer of dumpling skin was super hard to get off. And while I was doing that, I kind of did the same thing I did that other time with some pieces of dumpling skin. Accidentally flew into the burner. That's when it actually started catching on fire. But luckily I remember how you put out the fire at my house with a fire extinguisher under the sink. After a second I found one and sprayed the stove down. Don't worry, the kitchen all cleaned up now. Well, we still need to do the dishes, but the stuff cleaned up. Man, I'm torn between being glad I missed it or being sad that I didn't see it for myself. However, exhaustion hits me as I let out a yawn. I guess this just hearing about all the... I guess just hearing about all the shenanigans has made me tired, though. Given that everyone's finished eating at this point, we could let you have some rest for tonight. Yeah, if you're feeling better I can head home. I'll stop by tomorrow to check on you again. Thanks for taking care of me, guys. By the way, I'll take care of the dishes later. You all are probably tired as well. It's okay, but are you sure you don't want us to wash the dishes? That's alright. If you could put a leftover pizza in the fridge, that would be great though. Alright, I suppose that it is getting late. I'll see you later. See you, Sayuri. Sayuri smells, yawns, grabs the stuff and the pizza and leaves. Well, I'll bring you something to eat tomorrow. If that's alright, that is. That would be great, Yuri, thank you. And thanks for taking care of me. I know I said this before, but I really appreciate it. If you need something else, please be sure to call or message me and I'll be over as soon as possible. I nod, waving her goodbye. She grabs the stuff and heads to the door, closing it behind her with a soft click. I close my eyes. This was surprisingly fun today. Well, aside from the part where my house almost burned down and how I struggled to even make it to the bathroom. But other than that, I don't know how I would have managed without the girls. But other than that, I don't know how I would have managed without the girls. One another note. I'm getting along with Yuri quite well now. It's only been a month or so since I joined the club and met her. Now it would be hard to think about not spending time with her after school. She's a shy girl though, so I don't want to rush things. The last thing I need to do is try and move too fast and just ruin everything. I'm also glad that I'm getting to spend more time with Sayuri as well. We've really reconnected since we ended up drifting apart. Heh, maybe I should get sick more often. Yeah, if a guy needs to get sick for people to hang out with then that might be a problem. Even as I mull over those thoughts, I feel sleep beginning to overtake me again. I need to recover, especially since I don't want to end up missing Halloween. Tomorrow I'll think more about my poem. Another day passes by. I'll do this day because I can skip. Let's skip it. Guess probably I'll have to skip the all. I can skip the all night. That's good. Let's go. Yuri. We already know. Yeah. Skip. Then Sainori. Let's skip. Wait a bit. Okay, let's go now. Monica. We already know. Yeah, Monica bows a little bit after she finishes. Nansky. Spoopy. Skip. Because we already know how the night will go from now on. So skip. Okay, let's go. Man, it's late in the morning. Maybe I'll do this last day because I'm curious about how this is going to be. So let's go. Man, it's late in the morning. I'm glad that there's no school today. It feels weird sleeping in this late from doing something besides playing games. I was up until at least 1 in the morning just reading. It isn't incredibly often that I've found myself reading more lately. It started when I found that I was getting tired of playing the same games over and over again. The monotony of just logging in, playing, winning some but losing more just felt so unsatisfying. get it. The monotony of just logging in, playing, winning some but losing more just felt so unsatisfying. I know your pain. While there were some people who I would play with every once in a while, we hardly talked about anything except games. The session would usually end with someone getting irritated and leaving anyway. With books on the other hand, I can open and close them even at school and pick up where I left off. And plus, I don't have to rely on Wi-Fi to read books. Even up until just recently when I read for classes, it felt really forced. I still feel that way when I have to read something dry and boring like a textbook. But it's different when I get to pick something to read that's genuinely interesting. I wonder if I would feel the same way about games if I was forced to play them for class. Imagine being forced to play for class. I would love that classes. While I want to dismiss the idea of disliking games altogether, I feel like I would get tired of anything real quick if it were forced on me. A stomach growl interrupts my morning ruminations. Looks like it's time to grab some breakfast. My morning routine finished, I settled down at my desk. I should probably do some homework. Ugh. What the? English is one seriously weird language. It is not. It's easy. How do kids learn how to speak it in West? You know what? I think it's time for a break. Most of my homework is done anyway, so it seems like a good time to take a walk. Man, the grey clouds are really gloomy today. Hopefully it doesn't rain. Although, where am I going? I don't really have a destination in particular. I guess I'll just walk around for now and see what catches my eye. I end up wandering near a shopping center. Wait a minute, it looks like there's a bookstore here as well. Maybe I can ask Yuri to check it out with me sometime. But in the meantime, a sweet smell catches my attention. Smell like freshly baked pastries. I wouldn't mind grabbing something sweet right now. It seemed like a quaint little bakery, the culprit of the fragrance permeating the air. And are those Sayuri and Natsuki sitting outside? All the more reason to take a look at the bakery. Hey guys, fancy meeting you here. Huh? Oh hi. You two are? The two of them are seated at a small corner table, Natsuki holding a couple of cream puff to herself rather possessively, while Sayuri munching on 3 giant cookies. This seems like a pretty nice place. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. They have some really great sweets, like their vanilla cake. And a giant chocolate chip cookie are super yummy. Sir practically unhinges her jaw to take another bite of the cookie. I'm surprised to see you out of your house. What brings you here? Stalking girls is in your free time? Nah, the scent of sweets called my name. Plus, I needed a break from homework. There's only so many equations that I can look at before my head starts spinning. Not to mention English as a language is a nightmare to learn. I seriously don't get why do we have to learn stuff like algebra 2 and calculus. Good question. I would love to learn. I would love to not learn that. Unless if we are doing something really math related for our jobs, I doubt we'll ever use this stuff. Well, at least English is pretty useful. I mean, I guess. Hey, why don't you grab something to eat already? Sounds like a plan. I glance up at the menu as I take my way to the counter. Looks like this place has a variety of teas as well, including oolong tea. I should really learn about other types of tea too. Oolong is the only one I know Yuri drinks. Nevertheless, I'm sure Yuri would like this place. On top of teas, they have cake, donuts, croissant, and bagels, pastries, ranging from sweet to sour, and pretty much everything bread related. Guess I'll just have to have a chocolate cake and orange infused black tea. They have some chocolate brownies that look really good as well, but with my exercise habits they're probably way too rich for me. I set my tray down with the ladder once I get back into our table. So, what you get? I went with chocolate cake and black tea. Not Yuri's oolong tea, hey? Hey, yeah, to be honest I think it's still a little too bitter for me. All tea is bitter, it's only good after you had tons of sugar in. It's definitely an acquired taste. Or on another coat, this cake looks really good though. The chocolate cake is thick and dense, with 3 layers of different kinds of chocolate in between the cake. Oh, please don't do that. I want it. Just looking at it's giving me a sugar high. And I called the brownies rich. On the other hand, the tea is rather bittersweet, with a hint of orange cutting through the bitterness of the tea. As I pick up my fork, I notice a Yuri eyeing my cake. To be fair, it's a rather large slice. I take a chunk out of it with my fork, trying to balance all the layers on it. Taking the bite, the sweetness is not overwhelming as I thought it would be. Instead, it feels like incredibly thick, the dark chocolate enveloping my tongue, and the fudge melting in my mouth. The girls look at me as I grin like an idiot. You're making such a funny face. Yeah, real funny looking. Hey, this is some good cake, Natsuki. Siri keeps on staring at the cake. Hey Siri, want a bite? Of course. Siri takes a fork and takes a chunk out of a part of that I didn't touch. Do you want some too? Are you sure? Come on. You want me to get fat trying to eat all of it myself? Pfft. You're already out of shape as it is. No need to have you packing on the extra pounds. She takes a chunk of the cake and eats it. If you eat some more, maybe you'll be as big as strong as me someday. She stuck between wanting to insult me and taking her time to shoot so she doesn't choke. This feels pretty satisfying to watch. Siri, on the other hand, has been awfully quiet. Siri. It looks like Siri took another chunk of my cake while I was focusing on Natsuki. Her mouth fills with cake. You're so cheeky sometimes. You're trying to prep for the winter now. I don't appreciate you calling me fat. Sorry, chew your food with your mouth closed like a normal person. A moment passes and Siri finishes a mouthful of cake. Not like when you call me fat. Sorry, you literally have 3 giant cookies in front of you. I have 3 giant cookies in front of you and I let you have a chunk of my cake already. Scratch that too. She already knows how to put food away. She really knows how to put food away. At this rate, you might as well sing in for the sumo club while you're at it. They have a sumo club? I wouldn't be surprised if they did. And if they don't, you could be its captain. But then I have to leave the leisure club. Yeah, I think I'll pass. Besides, who wants to watch a bunch of dudes in skimpy bells push each other around inside a ring? Sounds super gross and sweaty. It's a respectable sport. I'm pretty sure you have to have a fair amount of muscle to do it as well. Or at least from what I've seen on TV, it seems like a lot more than fat people having shoving contest. Why does that thought make imagine 2 fat guys like fighting over a Big Mac? That would be fucking funny to watch. Holy shit. Okay, screw that, let's keep going. Plus, you need to have a good balance if you don't want to fall down and lose. Maybe you should write a Sumo-inspired poem if you like it so much. Two men in a ring. A battle of wills and pride. Guts overrides fear. I give a mock bow. That's better than what I expected from you. Far from being as good as one of my poems, though. Did you make up that haiku on the spot? Nope, I heard it on a show. Yep, totally. Definitely a Lucky original. Yep. Definitely a Lucky original. The way Natsuki shoots me a glare doesn't reassure me that they are convinced. Anyway, that cake was pretty good. Or the parts that I had were good. Hey, I should get going soon. Got exams to study for? You could say that, yeah. She looks off to the side, obviously not thrilled with going home to study. Looks like I should get going too. Sorry, you want to walk back home with me? Sure, that sounds fun. Quickly wolf down the rest of my food as the others begin backing up. Since I'm here, might as well grab something to take home too. Hold up a second, I'm gonna grab something to take home. Okay, guess I'll see you all later then. See you in the club, Natsuki. We wave goodbye to each other as I head back to the counter and buy 2 more slices of chocolate cake to go. Alright, let's go, Sayuri. Alrighty. I haven't talked to Sayuri as much as I would like to lately, and this is a good excuse to do so, especially since exams are coming up and are gonna eat up a lot of my time. So, you think you'll do alright with everything? But what? For a moment I almost looks like Sayuri is a little shaken, but she quickly dispels that with a smile. You know, the exams and all. Oh yeah, I think I'll be fine. Monika's been helping me here and there, too, so you've got nothing to worry about. That's good. I hate being sick. Just making sure that to take care of yourself. No point in cramming if you end up sleeping and missing all your exams. Yeah. Sayuri kicks a rock in the sidewalk a few feet in front of her. It clatters away, bouncing into asphalt road. Something up? No, I'm just a bit tired since I ate a lot. That makes sense. Considering how many cookies and pieces of cake you had, it's no wonder you're exhausted. Just make sure to read something good every once in a while, okay? Says the guy carrying 2 slices of chocolate cake. Okay, you got me there. Well, how about this? Hands Sayuri a bag holding one of the slices of cake. Eh? Now we can be fat together. Plus, I wanted to thank you for taking care of me when I was sick before Halloween. And together. That would be really nice. Thanks for the cake. Maybe I should try playing a sport like Monika, otherwise everything I probably going to catch up to me sooner or later. I would like to see Monika beat you up in tennis. Wait, is that what she plays? Yeah, I played badminton and I'm good at it actually. I would like to see Monika beat you up in tennis. If she wanted to play badminton, she would be dead where she stand. We arrive in front of Sayuri's house. Considering how she's looking so glum, she must be having a stomachache. Oh well, she'll be fine once everything gets digested. I'll catch you later, Sayuri. See ya. I figured I head back into my house. Well, back to the grind. So we're back in the mine. I don't know why that reminded me of that, but still. Let me see something. Wait, just need to find something. And with that, so many rage marks floating around, hyperinflation became a real issue. Money was more or less useless, like Monopoly money. Haha, I suppose that's one way to see it. And save it there, because we are doing fine right now. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment what you thought of it, and well, I'll see you guys on the next episode. See you on the flip side. Goodbye, pals.